Good morning, student. Today we will explain about gamma decay. So in the last classes we have discussed about alpha decay and beta decay. So today we will explain about the gamma decay. So after emitting an alpha or beta particle, the daughter nucleus will be in an excited energy state. ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಫಾ ಅಥವಾ ಬೀಟಾ ಡಿಕೆ ಆದಾಗ ಅದೇನು ಡಾಟರ್ ಏನು ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ದ ಡಾಟರ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಎಕ್ಸೈಟೆಡ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸೈಟೆಡ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಬೈ ಎಮಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಗಾಮಾ ರೇ ಫೋಟಾನ್. ಈಗ ಅದು ಏನು ಎಕ್ಸೈಟೆಡ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಏನಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಅದು ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಆಗಿ ತನ್ನ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟಿಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಸೊ ಗಾಮಾ ರೇ ಏನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಫೋಟಾನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಅದು ಡಿಕೆ ಆದಾಗ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು ಈಕ್ವೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಗಾಮಾ ಡಿಕೆ ಆಗ್ಲಕ್ಕ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಏನು ತೋರಿಸಿದಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗಾಮಾ ಡಿಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಕ್ಸೈಟೆಡ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ. ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದೊಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ಸು, ಅದರಿಂದ ಗಾಮಾ ಡಿಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಎ ಝೆಡ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಫೋಟಾನ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಎಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಡ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗಾಮಾ ಡಿಕೆ. ಸೊ ವೇರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಎ ಝೆಡ್ ಹೋಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಏನಿದೆ ನೋಡಿರಿ, ಅದು ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಆ್ಯನ್ ಎಕ್ಸೈಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್. ವೆನ್ ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಗಾಮಾ ರೇ ಎಮಿಷನ್, ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ನೋ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆರ್ ಅಟೋಮಿಕ್ ನಂಬರ್. ಮಾಸ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅಟೋಮಿಕ್ ನಂಬರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೂ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಗಾಮಾ ರೇಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ವೇರಿ ಇನ್ ವೇವ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ 0.004 to 0.4 angstrom unit. Gamma rays are of the same nature as X-rays and they accompany the emission of alpha and beta particles in many cases. The energy of the gamma ray is very large, of the order of few million electron volt. The ray must be of nuclear origin. So what is the origin of gamma rays? The large nucleus of energy associated with gamma rays shows that they must be a nuclear origin. Gamma ray spectrum consists of sharp lines and this indicates the existence of a number of energy levels in the nucleus. Stable nuclides are usually in the state of least energy or ground state, but they can be excited by particle or photon bombardment. Hence, nuclei can exist in a state of definite energies just as atom can. An excited nucleus is denoted by an asterisk, that is star, after its usual symbol. Thus, so here you are taken an element that is referred to as allondu symbol ತೋರಿಸಿದನು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಅಂತ in an excited state. One way an excited nucleus can return to ground state is by the emission of gamma rays. If E star is the energy associated with the excited state and E is the energy of the ground state, then gamma ray have an energy H nu is equal to E star minus E, where nu is the frequency of the emitted gamma rays. So it is an example of the relationship between energy levels of decay schemes as shown in this below figure. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ, ರೇಡಿಯೋಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟು ಮ್ಯಾಂಗ್ನೀಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೀಟಾ ಮೈನಸ್ ಡಿಕೆ ಆಗಲತ್ತ, ಬೀಟಾ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಡಿಕೆ ಆಯಿತು. So energy must be liberated 1.015 million electron volt. Then after that gamma must be decay. So then what happens? Once again the energy must be liberated 0.834 million electron volt. ಆ ನಂತರ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತವೆ. ಸೊ ಗಾಮಾ ಡಿಕೆ ಆದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿಯಂ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದ ಬೀಟಾ ಡಿಕೆ ಆಫ್ manganese 2712 of aluminum 2713, the half life of the decay is 9.5 minutes and it may take place to either of the two excited state of aluminum 2713. The resulting aluminum 27 star 13 nucleus then undergoes 1 or 2 gamma decays to reach the ground state. Most excited nuclei have very short half-lives against gamma decay, but a few remain excited for as long as several hours. A long-lived excited nucleus is called a isomer of the same nucleus in its ground state. The excited nucleus, that is, has a life of 2.8 hours, is an isomer of sterlium. Okay. So now kinematics of passage of gamma rays through matter. When gamma rays passed through a matter, gamma rays photons are either completely absorbed or deflected, that is scattered from their path. As a result, the intensity of the beam of gamma rays decreases as it passes through matter. Let I be the intensity of gamma rays falling on the slab of a material of thickness dx as shown in this figure. If di is the diminution in intensity and it is found to be proportional to the initial intensity T and thickness dx, then di is directly proportional to I dx. Di is equal to minus mu I dx, called equation number 1 it is, where that is mu is attenuation coefficient, I is initial intensity, dx is thickness, di is diminution intensity. The negative sign indicates that the intensity of gamma rays decreases after passing through a matter. So rearrange to that one, di upon I is equal to minus mu dx, integrating on both hand side. So you got the equation number 2, that is log I is equal to minus mu x plus k. K is constant of integration. When x is equal to 0, then I is equal to I naught. So therefore I naught is maximum intensity of gamma rays. Therefore log I naught is equal to k. Using k value, put in equation number 2. So we got log to the base e I naught is equal to minus mu x plus log of I naught. Therefore log I by I naught is equal to minus mu x. Rearrange once again, rearrange I by I naught is equal to e to the power of minus mu x. Finally we got I is equal to I naught e to the power of minus mu x. Okay. Now experimentally the attenuation coefficient mu can be measured by plotting log I on y-axis and different thickness x of the material through which gamma rays are passed along x-axis. The graph must be obtained a straight line. Slope must be equal to the minus mu. So internal conversion. When a molecule passes from a higher excited state to lower excited state or the ground state, the difference in energy of the two states is emitted as a gamma ray. An excited nucleus may also transfer its surplus energy directly to one of its orbital electron so that it is ejected from the atom with the kinetic energy. It is given by E is equal to E minus EBE, where E suffix E is the available excitation energy, that is energy given out by the excited nucleus is passing from a higher energy level to lower energy level, and EBE is the binding energy of the ejected electron in its shell of origin, that is the energy required to eject the electron from its orbit. This process is known as the internal conversion. Thank you.